So now let's see how we can find the inverse matrix. So here is a matrix given. It is a 3 by 3 matrix. So to find So we see here to find inverse matrix, our matrix must be a square matrix. Okay. So the first step is we write down the matrix here, and then we just draw some line, and then we write down the corresponding identity matrix on the right side. For example, this is a 3 by 3 matrix. That's why we have to write down here a 3 by 3 identity matrix. Okay, 3 by 3 identity matrix, and then we have to convert this part, this left part, as RREF. Okay, or as reduced row S-line form. So for this reason, I'm going to do some row operation. So if you look at here, here is our main diagonal, right? So I want all of this value as 1. I want all of this value as 1, and then I want all the other value as 0. That means here 0, 0, 0. Okay, 0. All this value as 0. So for this, I have to think like how can we minimize, how can we do row operation. So if I multiply the first row with 3, and then if I just subtract the first row from the third row, that means I multiply 3 here. So 3 multiply 1 is 3, 3 multiply 2 is 6, and 3 multiply 3 is 9. So now I subtract the first row from the third row. So 3 multiply 3, that is going to be 0. Sorry, 3 minus 3, that is going to be 0. And then, oh, sorry, not this way. You see the sign here? R3 minus 3 into R1. That means we have to do this way. R3, that means this one. R3 minus 3 into R1. So 3 minus 3 is 0. And then 4 minus 6, that is minus 2. And 3 minus 9, that is minus 6. Okay. So now we got these two entries. Now we got the last entry. Now we got this entry as 0. Okay. And also we can do 2 steps. Okay. So for example, if you multiply 2 with the first row, okay, so 2 multiply 1 is 2, 2 multiply 2 is 4, and 2 multiply 3 is 6. And then look here. Then if you do, then if you subtract the first row from the second row, okay, and input the value to the second row, so it will be, so 2 minus 2, that is 0. So you just input the value on the second row. Then 2 minus 4, that is minus 2. And on minus 6, that is minus 5. Okay. So this way we have done, so this will be R3 minus 3 into R1, and we put the value into row 3, in row 3. Okay. So the quotation will be this way. R3 minus 3 into R1, it will be, so we put the value to R3. Okay. So you see, we got 2 0 here, right? Here and here. So we got 2 0 here. So this is our first, and this is our first, I mean, that is called the first pivot point. Okay, this is our first pivot point. So also we can also say that this is our first entry. Okay, I mean the non-zero entry. So I hope you you understand this part, right? So now let's see here. On the second line, we this is our main diagonal, right? This is again our main diagonal. So I need to make this number as 0 and also this number as 0. So I just do the simple thing, right? Like for now, I just add this row. I just add this row with this row, okay? And then I substitute the value to row 1. So if I add these two rows, so 2 minus 2 plus minus 2, that is going to be 0, and I am putting the value here, okay, 0. Then 1 plus 0, that will be 1, so I put down the value here. And then 3 plus minus 5, that means minus 2, so I put the value here, okay. So I think this quotation is much more clear if I write down this way: R1 plus R2. So we put the value to row 1, right? So this quotation is much more clear, but our Laoshi only have written this quotation, okay? So this quotation is not so clear, I think, okay, for the beginners. So guys, can you understand this line? Okay, then this operation. So again, we need to make this minus 2 as 0, right? So that's why we can do the same thing. Like we can just minimize the, we can subtract the second row from the third row, okay? That means R3 minus R2. So 0 minus 0, then we substitute the value to row 3, okay? Because we want 0 here, right? Because this is our main diagonal. So we want all the value below the main diagonal as 0. That's why this minus 2, I need to make this as 0. So that's why I do like this way. I subtract the second row from the third row, okay? So minus 2 minus minus 2, right? Minus 2 minus minus 2. So it will become minus 2 plus 2, or it will become 0, right? So that's why I write down here. Okay. That's why I write down here 0, okay? And then minus 5 minus 6 minus 5. That is going to be minus 6 plus 5, or minus 1, okay? So you also need to do this part, okay? The same thing here. Guys, can you see? Like maybe I didn't, that means I didn't show you this part, but let me go through all this. So we did this one, like R3 minus 3 into R1. So if I multiply 3 here, it will be 3. So if I multiply 3 here, it will be 0, and it will be also 0. So then we subtract the first row from the third row. That means minus 3. Okay, so we substitute the value to maybe R3 minus 3 into R1. R3 minus 3 into R1, okay. We substitute the value on the third row, okay. That means minus 3 minus 3. R3 minus 3 into R1, so minus 3 minus 3 minus 6 minus 2 minus 3 minus 5. Okay, see here. The same thing, okay? the same thing that I did here. I just need to continue this process. Like it was R3 minus 3 into R1. That means you multiply 3 with the first row, so it will be 3, and 3 multiply 0 is 0, and 3 multiply 0 is 0, okay? And then you need to subtract the first row from the third row, right? That means 0 minus 3. That is going to be minus 3, okay? So you put this value into row 3, okay? Because we want this number as 0, okay? Because we only want this number as 0 for this row. And then R3 minus R1, R3 minus 3 into R1, that means 0 minus 0, that is 0, and on minus 0, that is 1, okay? So this way we did all the way up to here, okay? Because you need to calculate all this part, okay? All this part, not only the left part, okay? The operation that I have written here, you need to do with all this part, okay? From here to here, okay? All this part. Now let's see here. So I hope you understood up to here, okay? Guys, do you have any question here? I mean the same operation, okay? I hope you understood these two operations, right?
Yeah, the formula is always written.
Yeah. So let's see this line. So now we got this two number as 0, right? And then also this number and this number as 0, because we did this row operation. So on the right side we got this matrix. So you can see that initially, little by little, our left matrix, it is going to become a RREF, or identity matrix, and our right matrix, this is little by little going to become a inverse matrix, okay? That means I mean inverse matrix of A, okay? So see here, this line. So now let's see, let's think how can we make this two value as 0, okay? Or from here, how can we make these two value as 0? Because we know that this is our main diagonal, right? So we need to make all the other values as 0. And for main diagonal, these three value will be 1, okay? 1, 1, and 1. So to make this this and these two entries as 0, we can do this kind of operation, like we multiply 2 with the second row, and we subtract the second row from the first row. That means this will be R1 minus 2 into R2, R2 minus 5 into R3, R1 minus 10. Okay, let's do this operation first. It is R2 minus 5 into R3. So you see here we have minus 5, right? So to minimize those, we need this number and this number same, okay? So if I multiply 5 with the second row, with the third row, it will be 5 multiply minus 1. That means it will be minus 5, okay? So you see this entry and this entry, they become same, okay? So to make to cancel them, the process is very easy. like you need to make these two as same, okay, as same number. It doesn't matter, there will be plus or minus doesn't matter. You just need to make them same number, okay. And now if you subtract the subtract the third row from the second row, it will become -5 minus -5. So it will become 0, right? So then we substitute the value to row 3, okay, row 3, row 3 or row okay, so no, we substitute the value to row 2, okay, the second row, because you see this is our main diagonal, right? So we don't need to, we have to keep this entry as 0, sorry, as 1, because the identity matrix, it looks like this way: 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 and 0 0, okay. So the identity matrix look like this. So we have to make our A, or this matrix, as a identity matrix this way, okay. This is also 3 by 3 identity matrix, okay. So you see that we need on here, right? So if we make this -1 as 0, then we cannot make this as 1, right? So that's why, I mean, we don't need to make this as 0. We just need to make all the entries above this one as above and below the main diagonal as 0, okay. That's why, okay, that's why I put the result, I mean, I put R2 minus 5 into R3 to R2, okay, because I need 0 here, okay. That's why I am going to write the notation this way. So you see here, we multiply 5 with the third row. That means 5 multiply 0 is 0. 5 multiply 0 is 0. 5 multiply -1, that is -5. And also you have to do the same thing here, okay. You see that I skipped this part. So this time I will show you what I did. So then 5 multiply -1 is -5. 5 multiply -1 is -5. 5 multiply 1 is 5. And now if I just do this operation, that means R2 minus 5 into R3. So if I now subtract the third row from the second row, so -2 minus -5, okay, -2 minus -5, it will become -2 plus 5, or we can say +3, right? +3. So we are substituting the value where? On the second row. That's why I write down here +3, okay. You see here, previously we had only -2, but now it becomes +3. But if you look very closely, the third row, okay, the third row here, it is remaining same, okay. It is remaining same because I didn't do any operation. I didn't substitute the value of third row. I didn't substitute the third row. You see here, I have written here R2. And for the first quotation, okay. So I hope you understand this quotation, right? Now let's see the first quotation. So we got, for this quotation, we got, okay, this will be R3, right? This will be R2, okay. So for this quotation, we got 0 here. And now we also need to get another 0 here. So what can we do? Okay, so look here. We have -2, we have -2 here, right? And we have -1 here. So R3, R1 minus 2 into R2, R3. I think here it will be R3, okay? I think here it will be R3. So, okay. And then we will substitute the value to row 1 because we want this value as 0, okay? That's why we are substituting the result to row 1, okay? So, let's see. So I think it will be R3, okay? So R1 minus 2 into R3, that means we have to multiply 3 with the third row. So 3 multiply 0 is 0. 3 multiply 0 is 0. 3 multiply minus 1 is minus 3. Sorry, it was 2, right? 2 multiply R3. So 2 multiply 0 is 0. 2 multiply 0 is 0. 2 multiply minus 1 is minus 2. And 2 multiply minus 1 is also minus 2. 2 multiply minus 1 is also minus 2. And it is plus 2, right? Okay. So now we are focusing this operation, okay? Now we are focusing this operation. So I have multiplied 2 with the third row, okay? As I have said here, I have multiplied 2 with the third row, okay? Now we have to make this number 0. So we can substitute the third row from the first row. I mean minus 2 minus minus 2, okay? So minus 2 minus minus 2. It will become 0, right? And then we substitute the value where? On the first row, okay? So that's why this number will be 0, okay? Same thing for here. 1 minus 0, that means 1. 0 minus 0, that means 0. So you see 2 minus minus 2, that means 0. And then minus 1 minus minus 2. Sorry, minus 1 minus 1 minus minus 2, right? So it will become minus 1 plus 2. Minus 1 plus 2. So the result is plus 1, right? That's why I have written here plus 1, okay? And then on minus minus 2. That means on plus 3. That is 3. And then 0 minus 1. Sorry, 0 minus 2, right? 0 minus 2. That is minus 2. Guys, can you understand? I have just done this row operation. Hello, everyone. Sarkodie is here. Hello, bro.
No.
Okay, guys. Okay, can you understand? I mean, this was a long way, but I have explained all those lines. Okay, I have explained all the row operation here. So you know, I'm calculating those in my mind, and also I'm calculating using my mouse. That's why sometimes I did some mistakes. So I hope you understand how I do the row operation, right? Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Go on.
Right. So let me erase this. So you see,
You are no late, bro. I'm jealous.
so you see, almost we converted our main matrix to a RREF. Almost, okay, but not yet, because we want all the entries on the main diagonal as 1, okay? We want to make them 1. So that's why we need some little more row operation. So you see, we have minus 2 here. So if I divide this row with minus 2, then I can easily get 1, right? So that's why I multiply the second row with -2, with half, okay, with -half. Or you can just say like you divide the second row with -2, okay, the same thing. So if I divide the second row with using -2, that means 0 divided by -2, that means 0. -2 divided by -2, that is 1. And 0 divided by -2, that is 0. And 3 divided by -2, that is -3 by 2. And 6 divided by -2, that is -3. So this way, okay, you have to do all the way, you have to do this operation to the row, the second row, okay. So -5 divided by -2, that is oh no, is this -5? Oh yeah, -5 divided by -2, it should be +5 by 2, right? So why I have written down here -5 by 2? 5 into R3, okay. So guys, I think it will be +5 by 2, okay. It will be +5 by 2, because if I multiply, if I divide by -2, then minus minus they can get cancelled, right? So ultimately I got +5 by 2, okay. So there is another way to make to find the solution. Let me show you. So that is called, I mean, you have to make sure that those answers are same and those answers are okay. Minus half. Oh, this website is not loading. Anyways, so let's continue from here, okay? Maybe this will be +5 by 2, okay? Because I might have some I mean mistakes to write down this. Okay, so now we almost converted our main matrix into some kind of RREF, right? So also we need to convert this -1. So I hope you understand this row operation, okay? Now let's see this row operation. So we have -1 here, but we want on here, right? We don't want -1. We want this as 1, right? That's why I multiply the third row using minus sign. Or I multiply the third row with -1. So minus 1 into 0, that means 0. Minus 1 into 0, that means 0. -1 into -1, that is +1. I mean, their sign will get reverse, okay? If you multiply some number with minus, their sign will get reverse. So -1 will become +1, -1 will become +1, and then 1 will become -1, okay? So this way we converted our A matrix into some kind of, okay, into some kind of identity matrix, right? You see here, we had a 3 by 3 matrix here, right? We had a matrix, it was 3 by 3 matrix. So we converted this matrix to a 3 by 3 identity matrix. So